Hello and welcome to CraftingCatz video tutorial on how to add pockets to your junk journal pages. We are going to go over how to make 7 different types of pockets, all made from recycled materials, of course. We are also going to cover how to cover or mask a page that has something on it that you don't want to see in your journal. Materials you're going to need will be your junk journal with the signatures already bound inside. You're going to need some scissors and some glue. We're going to use a coffee bag, but you can use a small gift bag. We're going to use some envelopes from gift cards or from junk mail, and they can be any size you want. So first we're just going to find a page that we want to use. So our first pocket's going to be super simple. We're just going to use one of our smaller pages and glue it onto one of our larger pages to make a place to tuck in a card or another piece of ephemera of some kind. And I want to just glue along the bottom edge and along the outside edge of the smaller page. Then we just press that down firmly and we have a pocket. So now we want to select a page for our second type of pocket, which is going to be sort of an angled tuck pocket, and I think we're going to do it double. So we need a page that has a clean cut edge on it to start with, so that when we fold it in half, it covers the whole journal page. So then we're just going to lay it down so that our folded edge is at the top, and then just tear it at an angle along the bottom. We want to tear off that triangle, which we can use for something else later. Now we have a straight edge on the bottom of our sheet again, so we're just going to use the angled piece that we just tore to measure where we're going to tear our next angle. And I'm going roughly an inch above the torn edge on the first one so that we can have layered corner pocket. We're going to glue along the outside edge and all the way across the bottom of our larger pocket first. Then we're just going to tuck that larger pocket first into our page that we chose. We want it to hug the outside edge of our page, but also to go neatly along the bottom on both sides of our leaf. Now we can add our second pocket layer, and we'll do that just by going just along the bottom edge with our glue stick. And this one we'll do one side at a time because it's smaller and it's just easier to see where it's going to lay. Make sure we press it down well along the bottom. And there we have a double tuck corner pocket. So now we have this coffee bag with a cute pattern on the bottom. First we're going to try and tear it, but it's too tough for us. So then we're going to cut it, and I want it to have sort of a rough top edge on it, so I'm just going to go along the edge of the pattern. Then we want to tear open the bottom of the bag so that we can lay the whole thing flat. This one has some really good glue on it. Then we're just going to cut off a good portion of the bottom of the bag, making sure that we're still about an inch or even a little more below the fold on the bottom of the bag. Then we'll flip our side edges inside out and just trim those off. Then angle cut off the corners so that when we fold up our flaps, we have nice clean edges. Then we just want to glue the heck out of our flaps so that it sticks thoroughly. We just stick our flaps down right nice and tight like that, and you have a pocket. So our next pocket, we're going to use an envelope. The important thing is that the flap is intact. We're going to need to have the string in the center of one of our signatures so that we can tuck our flap under and then glue along the angled edges of the flap. Close our envelope, stick it down firmly. Going to adjust it a little bit, and then we're just going to carefully trim off the top edge of the envelope, and try not to cut your string in the center because that would be bad. Our second envelope, we're going to cover up one side of it with some kind of pattern paper. We're going to use a piece of a map from an old atlas. And this is just using a gift card envelope. We're just going to use the envelope itself as a guide for our sizing so that we can cut straight edges. We're going to get a lot of glue on there and fit our map page on so that it meets our edges. Press it down nice and firmly. Make sure that our flap will fold smoothly. We just want to fold that flap back also, just in case the page we choose ends up wanting it to go the other direction. And then we need to choose where we're going to tuck it in. I like the greens on the map with this green page, but I don't think I want it in the center. I think I like that very much. So now to make our pocket, we're going to cut off the top fold on our envelope. You could cut off the side fold if you prefer to have a side loading pocket, but we're going to do the top on this one. So when we cut off the top, we're going to have the map at the top corner having a little flap to it, but that's okay because then we can tuck more things in that pocket. Our next envelope pocket, we're going to use a letter size junk mail envelope. We're just going to glue down our flap so that it stays secure. And then we want to fold our envelope neatly in half, end to end. And I'm not going to fold this one exactly in half because I want the whole window to be on one of the sides. And then we'll just cut the top off of the entire envelope all at once since we have it neatly folded. And then we just have to choose where we're going to tuck it in. And those will be two top loading pockets in different locations. Our last pocket is going to be a side loading large pocket, so it'll be using two full pages. So we're just going to flip through and figure out which two pages we want to do that with. And of course you can do this in more than one place. I think I want to use these two pages right here, but our edge on one of them is just a little too rough, so we're going to trim that off. Then we'll just glue straight along the top edge and the bottom edge, press those firmly, and that's our side loading large full page pocket. Now because we used all recycled types of paper for this project, we'll have some pages that are book pages that will have text or images on one side or sometimes even both sides that we don't really want to see in our finished journal. So we're going to find a page like that. Here's a good example. So we're going to figure out how to cover the back of this page completely so that we don't see it. We need to choose a piece of paper that is give or take about the same size. So we'll just use our page as a guide. Just make a pencil line so that we can cut it nice and straight. Make sure we get it right side up. Then we're going to fold it in half and press our fold both directions. Then we'll just cover half of the page that we're going to cover up with some glue. Line up our page and press it firmly. Then do the same with the other half. Now we have our finished covered page, and we're going to make sure we have it right side up and tuck it right back in where we took it out from. And we like the look of that, so that part's done. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.